Have you ever woken up and thought, what am I doing in my life? Is this something more? Something deeper? A lot of people think that their life's purpose or their life's work is tied to their success, achievement, or maybe even pleasure. But today, I'm here to tell you what your purpose is not. This topic was inspired by the life and wisdom of King Solomon, one of the greatest thinkers of our time. Before I go into that, I'm Jeremiah, a programmer, a motion graphic designer, and a life coach in training. My passion is helping people just like you to discover your purpose. Now, let's dive into the lesson. King Solomon, a man who had it all: riches, fame, powers, women, and yet, even with all that he attained and with all that he got, he reached a conclusion that surprises most of us in this current time. With all that he gained, he said that it was all meaningless. What do you mean by that? If you read the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 2, it says, meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher, utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. These were the words of the wisest man in the whole world. So, what do you mean by that? King Solomon was trying to explain to us that all the things that we strive for, if they are pursued without a deeper reason or without a divine purpose, at the end of the day, we end up feeling empty. Despite his wealth achievements, he saw that all these things couldn't bring lasting fulfillment. And now, let's discuss more on what your purpose is not. I have divided them into key points that we can understand. First things first, your purpose is not about enjoyment. I'm going to talk about the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, I said to myself, come now, I will taste you with pleasure to find out what is good, but that also proved to be meaningless. So, King Solomon tested every pleasure he could think of: luxury, entertainment, indulgence, every kind. And at the end of the day, he said that it was all meaningless. So, enjoyment is not the foundation of purpose. King Solomon experienced it all and found it empty. Your purpose is not related to enjoyment. It is more than just pleasure. It is more than the fleeting moment of pleasure. And the second one is your purpose is not about accomplishment. Now I'm going to read on the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 4 to 11. I'm going to summarize it all and give it in a short form. It says, I undertook great projects, I amassed silver and gold, I became greater by far than anyone in Jerusalem before me. When I surveyed all that my hands had done, everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Now, think about this for a second. Imagine a career man who worked years in his life to reach a great post, or imagine a politician who worked so hard to reach a governor position, maybe the position of the governor, and even after that, he still strive harder to reach the position of a president. But after everything, he found out that it was all meaninless because at the end of the day, the tenure of a president or a governor eventually dies down. So he'll be back to the position where he started. So at the end of the day, when we find out that all the positions that we are striving to get, eventually it will be meaningless because you can't keep those positions forever. So achievement is not something that we can hold on to as purpose. When you don't have a great reason for achieving something, you will feel all over time when you've achieved it. So, did you know about the terms what and why? These two terms are one of the key things that we use and relate to in our everyday lives. Now, first of all, what? The term what? What is simply asking for information or specifics on something. What then? Why is the deeper reason or purpose behind something. Think of this as an example. A pen. What is a pen? A pen is a tool that is used to write. Why do you use a pen? You use a pen to write a book or to write so many things. So there are reasons why one will need a pen. Like now, think of the person who created the pen. What was the mind of the thinker? He was thinking, oh, I need to find a way to write something. And oh, what would be the best thing that I can use to write something? And that is a pen. So a pen is a tool that is used to write. That is the what, but the why was what created the what. So that is also related to us. We need to know the why so we can know what to achieve. If we are only focusing on what to achieve and we don't have the why for it, it will be meaninless to us over time. So, and lastly, your purpose is not just about work and wealth. I'm going to read the Bible. I'm going to read the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 18, and it says, "I hated all the things I had toiled for under the sun, because I must leave them to the one who comes after me." King Solomon wonders about the futility of working tirelessly just for material gain. Think of this for a second. Imagine Imagine working for so hard for countless of years to gain riches, to gain fame and power. But at the end of the day, when you've grown old, you have to put down all your properties, all your riches to someone who didn't even work for it. Peradventure, it could even be someone who doesn't even deserve it. So how does that feel to you? Does that feel right? Does that feel perfect in your own heart? Do you feel like you fulfilled it? When you live your life just trying to amass everything, you live you do not leave a good you do not leave a good legacy behind. King Solomon's point was that if your life is centered only on wealth, your legacy will lack meaning. The legacy you will leave will not have a strong meaning, and wealth without purpose becomes a burden instead of a blessing. Now, here's a fact. Did you know that if you don't know the purpose of something, you will abuse it? A great man once said, "When a purpose of something is not known, it will be abused." I challenge you to find me the person who said that word. So, back to what we're saying. Purpose is what keeps us from misusing our lives. If you don't understand why you're pursuing wealth, it won't give you the fulfillment you expect when you've achieved it. So, at the end of the day, what is purpose? King Solomon found out that purpose couldn't be bought, built, or enjoyed, but it can be discovered as long as it's in alignment with God's purpose. And he included this in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. And it says, "Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God, keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of mankind." Your purpose is something eternal and it's not fleeting. It's all about connecting your life with the one who created you. Your purpose is the why that gives the true meaning to the what of your life. And if you don't know what your purpose is, that is what I'm here to help you discover. You were created for more than just fleeting pleasures or temporary success. You were created with a purpose that only you can fulfill. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to leave a like, follow, and subscribe to get notified for more content on discovering your purpose. Before I end the video, I'm going to leave you with this. The greatest tragedy in life is not living and failing, it's living without discovering why you were alive in the first place. Have a wonderful day and take care.